Hey, what is going on, guys? Got another YouTube video for you guys today, and today we're not doing a lightsaber review. I got a little something different for you guys. We are going to review the Hot Toys Battle Damaged Darth Vader, and I gotta tell you, this is the most menacing Darth Vader I have ever seen in my entire life. This thing is awesome. Like, this is the coolest. I will let you guys know I am totally 100% biased on this because all I've ever wanted to see was a battle damaged Darth Vader. When we saw it in Kenobi, I was like, yes, that is peak. We got it first in Rebels, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then when we got it in Kenobi, I was like, oh my god, like he is going through it inside that helmet, and we just never see it until you see that split. So, and obviously you can see I already have it unboxed and everything like that, but I wanted to show you guys this box because this thing, this you cannot pass up this box. Like it's huge too. I can barely get it all in frame. This box is freaking awesome. Like you can see, they got side cover art, but this actually isn't the coolest part. The coolest part is actually inside of this. So there's nothing on the back either. Just a bunch of random sponsors, labels, stuff like that. But I'm gonna unsleeve this, and I'll show you guys what I'm really talking about. So let's unsleeve. And this is what I'm talking about. You guys can't see it yet, but this is peak. I'm telling you guys. This, look, I don't even know if this is all catching it 100%, but let me just try to have it sit there for a minute so you can really take it in. This is sick. This is sick. Like Star Wars over there, stuff like that. And then you see his mask kind of, you can kind of see, I feel like that's the outline of his mask. You see the eye, you see his like little point that comes down on his mask and stuff like that. But no, that is just badass, I'm telling you guys. And you can see there's a bunch of different Darth Vaders in frame that you can see him over here. Well, I guess there's only two. But you can see him here, and he is down over here. And then but that's not even it either. You get even more art with this thing, which is kind of crazy. Like this thing is whoever made this, they cooked. Like give that man a raise, man or woman, give them a raise because they cooked on this one. So let's get it out. So now you actually got to open it sideways. It's kind of a puzzle to get all this out. Obviously, I already have the figure out of the box because when I got this thing, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I could not wait to get this thing out of the box. I was so hyped to get this figure. This is actually my first Hot Toys figure, so if you guys own Hot Toys, let me know if that's like a common thing. Like your first one, it's like, oh my gosh, I felt like a kid again. I just couldn't wait to get it out of the box because when I was a kid, I loved action figures. Like I played with action figures all day, and I just honestly, I could not. I always dreamed of having like battle damage. Like that was like the coolest thing ever, was to take your toys, rough them up, and then just play with them. Like they were all battle damage. I remember I had an Iron Man, and this is gonna sound terrible, but I just like grinded him on the concrete because I was like, he looks so much cooler when he was all beat up, and like that was just the coolest part ever. But let me get this out of the box. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. But when you open it up, you actually get this. I have this sitting back here because it was just too cool not to display this. And I'll read it. It says, Darth Vader, Anakin is dead. Fear is a path to the dark side, and no one in Star Wars galaxies has traveled that treacherous road more than Darth Vader. The former Jedi succumbed to the fear of loss and the promise of power to be reborn as a terrifying symbol of the revenge of the Sith. He remained in service of the Emperor, the evil Darth Sidious, for decades, enforcing his master's will. And I mean, guys, just look at this piece. When I saw this, I was like, how can you not display something like that? It is just so badass. Awesome figure. But I have a little display table down here, so let me put that back. I have a little display table down here, so I will get everything out, and I will show everybody again down here on the display table, and just let everybody get a real good look at this, because like I said, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is like peak Star Wars right here. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. But don't take my word for it. Let me show you. So let's get into the review. I'll get them all set up down here, and I'll let you guys get a look at it. We're gonna go over the accessories to them. There's a bunch of accessories. Then he has different head sculpts. We'll get over that, and then I will actually get the figure out, and we can do a bunch of different poses and stuff like the poses with this one are endless. I feel like you can do so much stuff with this, but and then I'll show you guys my favorite part about this whole figure. Like this is like making the kid come out of me again, like reignited my love for Star Wars. But let's get all that out and get right to it. Alright guys, so as you can see, there's the box, and I mean, just look at it. That thing is menacing, the way he's just staring through his mask, and you can see all of his battle damage there on camera. That is beautiful. So I'm going to spin this thing around, show you guys the side of it, and I'll show you where the real box art really comes out, because this is only just the beginning. This right here, when I opened this up, I was like, this is beautiful. But then when I really came into it and opened up the box, I was just blown away, and I'll show you guys here in a sec. So here's the side of the box, just a little bit more artwork, stuff like that. You can see his hand reaching out, cybernetic hand, then reaching out and just looking menacing, and just, this is what Darth Vader looks like in his prime, in my opinion. This is when he's the most pissed off. But I'll turn it to the back side. And then as you can see, nothing on the back, just a bunch of sponsors, stuff like that, legal stuff, everything, warnings, barcodes. Stuff that's not really that important for this review. And then on this side, we don't really have anything. Just, you can kind of see his hand reaching out in the bottom corner, but other than that, it's just a title at the very bottom. Now let's take the sleeve off, and I'll show you guys the actual box itself. And oh my gosh, guys, this is what it's all about. Darth Vader in that blood red, just looking super menacing. I will say these words over and over again, but I truly do mean them. This is the coolest we've ever seen Darth Vader, in my opinion. Just, he has that pissed off look in his eye, and he's about to get to business. But let's spin this around and look at the side art. On this side, just Star Wars, Darth Vader, Battle Damage, Deluxe version. Just basically saying what the figure is and everything like that. But let's turn to the other side. It's just a cooler version of the side we saw before, but you can see his mask in this one with his cape. This is actually his cape right here, blown in the wind, but you can see like the eye and where his mask kind of makes that triangle effect. But this is super cool. This is probably the coolest thing Hot Toys ever came out with. I always saw Hot Toy figures and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so expensive, but this one, in my opinion, was super well worth it. This side of the box is just, again, just that legal stuff, sponsors, barcodes, everything like that. But you can still see in the art that there's his eye coming through and his cape and everything like that, and the triangle effect. But now let's open up this box, and I'll show you the poster that actually comes with this box that you can usually see displayed in the background of my videos. So you see there, that is the poster that actually comes with the figure itself. And I mean, guys, look at that. That is awesome. Just, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I instantly have to display this somewhere in my little nerd den. I couldn't believe I had no idea that this actually came with the figure. And I mean, God, that's what it's all about. I'm telling you, this is where you guys really see that evil side of Darth Vader come out, and how just, I mean, every head sculpt you see, he just has that pissed off look, and he's about to do some damage. But now let's actually get out all of the accessories that come with this figure, and I'll go through those with you guys. Okay, so these are all the accessories that the Battle Damage Darth Vader Hot Toys figure comes with. And there is one more, actually. There's one more, and it is way too big to fit on screen with all of these. But let's just go left to right. And so here we have like the swooshing effect of the lightsaber. So it's like in motion and stuff like that. And then if you notice, these are like a real dark red. And here's the lightsaber. I'll grab my 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back one, and I will compare the two, because I believe they have definitely done better on these figures, like the how deep of a red. So you can see this one's a lot more transparent. This is from the 40-year anniversary Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. And then here's that real dark red. So I'll just put these two in comparison with each other, and you can just see that these are insane. That is a really nice add to the figure. I had a really hard time with getting the wrist pegs to go in, because like I feel like I have to force it so hard, and it kind of worries me that I'm actually going to break the wrist peg off. But maybe that's why they give you an extra one. And then here we have kind of like a grabbing hand. I don't know what that could be used for. Maybe like a choke. I don't know. It kind of looks like that. This next, we have just a open palm, kind of like a force effect or something like that. Very cool. And then here we just kind of have a relaxed hand, just kind of waiting in the wind. And then here we have a lightsaber palm, so you can actually, I'll demonstrate. Throw the lightsaber in here. And these hands are really adjustable. You can really move them how you want, but just fit the lightsaber in there like that. And then here's the robotic arm, which I think this is the best piece. This is honestly why I bought the figure. So you have a closed fist, a lightsaber hand on this side, like a gripping one. And I've noticed on this side that's a little bit more loose. I don't know. Maybe I've tried to like squeeze these together, but maybe you could take like a heat gun and take it and maybe strengthen that grip on it, but it seems very loose. I don't know if you guys can really see that on camera. But, and then next we have the open palm, like a force push. And then here we just kind of have the relaxed palm. Very cool. I mean, the detail. Let's just look at the detail on this. Look at that hand. I think this was the coolest part. Because when I was a kid, I always wanted... I don't know. I thought the robotic arms were like the coolest part, especially on Anakin. So you see the detail is just insane on these things. It really blew me away. And then here we have the electronic saber. So you can put this in his hand, run this through his outfit and everything, and there's actually a battery pack on the figure, and you can tap it in, and then this will make the saber effect glow a bit. And I'll show you guys that at the very end, what that looks like. But yeah, that's all the accessories, the minimal accessories. So let's get out the big accessory I was talking about and really get a look at that, because I think it's pretty cool. Alright guys, this is the big accessory that this thing comes with. It is humongous. I even had to adjust my camera a little bit just to fit it all on screen, but this is awesome. This is the cape, and as you can see, I'm trying to angle it. You can kind of see what I was talking about on the box art. It has that Darth Vader outline over here on the mask. But this thing, the detail on this is insane. You can see where the crisp burns and everything like that are. This thing is so sick. And the only problem I've noticed with this thing is actually it extends a little bit on the figure. So you'll be standing this thing up and it wants to tip a certain way. But let's look at the back side of this, and gosh, you can just see all the detail. It's a hard plastic. I don't know what kind it is, but it feels very durable. And even some parts are bendy like that. But this whole thing is pretty solid, honestly. I'll give it to you, but very sick. Like this is cool. But I'll show you my favorite cape on it, and like this one probably looks good for camera effects and everything like that. But let me show you the other cape. This is the other cape it comes with. A very much a lot denser. It does have wires in here, so you can still kind of have some adjustability. This side is totally wired all the way down, but this one is about only halfway down, because obviously down here, as you can see, I'll lay it out so you can really see it more on here. This is, you can see just all the battle damage they put into this. And this cape this is my favorite cape. This is awesome. I don't know. It's just, I think this one looks a lot more cooler. You can do a lot more stuff with it, like how you want it, maybe in front of him or behind him. I think this cape is very cool. This is my favorite to display on him. But now let's get to the base of the figure. So as you guys can see, this is the base of the figure. This is what it comes with. It's very cool. And it has a lot of detail on it. Let me try to set it like that so you can really see all the detail on there. It has like the Imperial logo and stuff like that, and you'll see all the wornness. It gives me like Mustafar vibes, honestly, like Vader's castle or something like that, like a ledge. But this thing, as you can see on the red right here, it does light up. So you can have him where the red is like shining on him from below. And this does have a little bit of a swivel to it, so you can do angles like that. And then here is your crotch grabber. This, you can see, it has a little plastic piece on the bottom, which was weird. I did not know it came with that, but you can just set it up like that. So, as you can see, here are the head sculpts for your Hot Toys figure. And I gotta say, these head sculpts are awesome. I mean, let me just show you guys the amount of love they've put into these guys. You can see even the inside workings of his helmet right there, and all the level of detail they've added to this helmet right here. You can see the scrapes. There's a good texture on it, everything like that. I just really want you guys to capture how awesome that is. Very clean side of this. Gives me Kenobi vibes for sure, and you can actually take this off. So if you wanted to just display it like that, I guess you could as well, and you can really see in here. You can really see more that they've added the detail. But on this side, there's actually does not have the back side of his head. It's just completely out. But that is the inner working eye right there, so you can kind of move it how you want and adjust it. You can do all kinds of crazy things. Just look at that eye. That is menacing right there. Let's put the helmet back on. I think it looks better with the helmet. But just look at what they've done with those eyes. That looks like a real eyeball in there, in my opinion. Let's see how crazy that looks. Very cool. Now let's move on. This is like pretty much the top part of his helmet's pretty much ripped off, and gives me Star Killer vibes. I think it was the which game was it? I think it was the second game. It was one of the Force Unleashed games where he was battle damaged. That's kind of what I think this whole figure is inspired off of. And just look at this neck brace. How much, like, that looks so cool. And all of the detail they put into his scars and everything like that. Just I think they nailed it on this figure. They just really nailed it. Especially, like I said, the eyes on this thing are crazy looking. You can see the hatred in there. And then let's get to the... I say clean, but you can still see there is battle damage to even this side. It looks like he has a bunch of specks, like dirt specks and everything like that all over his face. Still a really cool headpiece. This, honestly, in my opinion, this one does have a lot of detail on it. But it's just, I don't know. To me, this right here is my favorite head sculpt. I want to show you guys actually one thing with this headpiece. So if you see in my hand here, there's just like this little black piece. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense just looking at it, but it's actually the outside. So if you guys look on this figure, there's 2 slots right here. And there's actually 2 slots right here. If you don't like just the clean, completely off look, you can throw this in there, and it kind of adds more to the look of it. And you can see inside of his mask. Pretty cool. Just the little stuff, which I think Hot Toys nails 9 times out of 10, is always just nailing the little stuff. But very cool. Alright guys, here's the figure, and I really just wanted to stress the detail that they've really put into this. Like, you can tell that it is just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Just from, even as you can see right here on the cape, they even have like the rustic, like, kind of looks like it's like embered or something like that a little bit. You can see the tears and everything like that. And even on his skin, it's not just like a blank white like it used to be on a bunch of older action figures. You can see that pinkish, kind of fleshy kind of look to it. And you can, like, the poses with this guy are endless. I'm serious. But I'll even swivel him so you can just see all the detail that goes into him. It is amazing how much care they've really put into this figure. Even on the side shot, you can see all of this like deterioration and like scrapes and everything like that. And it all has a texture to it, and it's really beautiful in my opinion. You can see his eye in there, and like you can see on his cape just the detail they've really put into this. They put a lot of thought into this, I'll be honest. And even down here on the leg sculpt, it is amazing to look at. I know I'm really glazing this figure, but I've never seen anything like this ever in my entire life, and this is everything I could have ever wanted. But let's just do a couple different poses.
especially with this robotic arm, the amount of detail that they've put into this arm is insane. Like, you can see all the little wires and all the little gyros and stuff and gears that go in there. It is insane. You can see here in his injury where that's at, like just how much detail, and it's like it has a good texture to it. Like, it doesn't. And down here in the bottom cape, and this is very symmetrical figure, asymmetrical figure, I should say. This is the very clean side of the figure. There's not a scratch on it, even with, like, I mean, except for the helmet up here, you can see they're just scraping stuff like that. But let me get out some of the different helmets, and I can show you just what they've really captured with this figure, the anger, the brutality, everything like that, just how much he's gone through. You can really see it in this figure. And like, I feel like this is a very underrated part. I feel like I'm really talking about the arm here, but just here in the leg, you can see all the detail they've put into this. Even back here, it's out of this world, I'll tell you that. Whoever made this figure really took the time and care and made sure this one really popped, and that's why I honestly think this was the only figure that was worth the price point. But I'll throw on some of the different helmets and I'll let you guys see what it's really looking like. Here you go. You have the clean helmet, and this one kind of gives me more of that comic book comic book vibe from. I think they did it both times where you see his suit get torn apart after Revenge of the Sith when he's trying to get his Kyber crystal and everything, and then you see it again after the comic book series after Empire Strikes Back, where the Emperor sends him back to Mustafar to learn how to rejoin the dark side, kind of make sure he doesn't lose focus. And you kind of see that helmet. It's actually not a clean helmet. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but there are particles on there. I'll try to bring it in. There are particles. Yeah, you can kind of see it down here where there's particles and everything like that, where you can see he's really war torn and just really been through the mud on this one. But let's I just really don't want you to think that the detail on this figure has gone understated. I'm really trying to capture everything. I don't even think this is doing it justice, because it's like every time you look at this figure, you see something new. Like, even these shoulder pads, you can see, take away the cape and just, you can see the multicolored, there's kind of like a bluish tint in here to see that whatever hit him, it was definitely hot. But you can see even in here, multiple injuries to go. Even on his control box, you see is kind of the cleaner side, and then you see this real beat up side. So whatever happened, it impacted him on this side. But I really liked it. I know I'm really going up above and beyond on this figure, but it's just, look at it. I mean, there's no way, you can't get that anywhere else, I don't think. I've never seen a figure quite like this, and it is honestly one of my favorite collectibles I've ever owned, easily, compared to even lightsabers. Because this is just pure badass. And the amount of customization that you have with this figure it's honestly insane. It might, and I'm going to say it might honestly be even too much, because I noticed I'll be here, like, my wife gets mad at me because I'll just be messing with it for like an hour, and she's like, "Can you please just put it up?" I'm like, "No, I have to get it perfect." You can see here that on this one, I even put the little piece that comes with it. This actually can come out, and you can just have them flat like that, which I think that looks better, honestly, for my OCD. But this thing is beautiful. I really gotta give it to them, guys. They went all out. It's just, I don't even have words for this, honestly. It's just that good of a piece. But very cool. And I don't want to leave anything out. The hands, the sculpting, everything like that. Like, you can just see his raw power that's there, and even in the eyes, like, you can really see that Sith look in him. And he does stand with this cape on. He stands really well. That's why I like it so much, because I have the crotch grabber here just in case, because I really don't, like I said, this is my favorite figure. I don't want it to fall over, but he honestly stands very nicely on his own. Just the raw power that he has. Now, if you look, so the arms, this one actually does not go 90 degrees. This one, spin it here, goes to about right there, just because of these wires in here. They want to get caught on this joint, and I'm pretty sure you can easily break the wires, but let's check this arm. So his right arm, you can go 90 degrees with it. He will go 90 degrees. Let's check the legs. So this one goes, you see a full 90, and like I said, you got little swivel joints down here. They don't go like up and down, they just go side to side. But if you look on this side, this one goes past 90, and I believe this foot, this foot does have a back and forth motion. So I'll put him back up here. Give you guys one last look at him. Just do a nice spin. Kind of has like that Batman-esque cape, in my opinion. Just really don't want this guy to. I gotta give all the props to Hot Toys. They went all out. And there is movement in his torso. You can twist it as well. So if you actually see here on his lightsaber, there's a little D-ring that hangs off right here above my finger. And if you look on your figure, on his belt, you can see a little hanger right there. You can just put that D-ring on there and display him like this with his lightsaber hanging on his belt loop, like he's in conversation. But I'll give you guys one last look at this guy, and then we'll move on. Just do one more 360. Awesome. And I did forget to mention, guys, it does come with this piece right here. You can actually use this for this cape, so it actually fits better on there, because I've actually had a really hard time with getting this to stay. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just a noob, but it is very hard to get this figure on here and have him not want to fall over. And just again, guys, like you can see from all the detail on this thing, they really did go all out on this figure. Like they had no restraint or anything like that. Like I'm even having a hard time really putting this figure in frame because it is so large. But let me just kind of run this thing back so you can really see the full scale of this thing, because it is beautiful. That's better. Now you guys can really see just how menacing and ominous. You can see all the detail they've really and care they put into this figure. Like this is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. I know I've said that probably a billion times at this point in this video, but guys, I'm telling you, this is peak. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I really want more of. And they even did the battle damage Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I see they just released that, so I might have to get my hands on that, because that, like I said, when I see battle damage, I'm like, that is everything you could ever want. But no, it is just so cool to see figures like this. And now we'll actually go ahead and I will actually hook up all the electronics to this thing, and I'll show you guys what this thing looks like with all the LEDs and all the lights going on this thing, because I gotta admit, that is also pretty cool too. So you guys see, this is actually the box that, this is like the battery to everything. It just takes a USB Type-C, and you'll just plug that in, and that'll fire everything up. You see the on switches. There's actually 2 on switches for this thing, which I think is pretty interesting, so we'll see what that does. I don't think it'll do a whole lot to make a difference, but there's 4 connects in here. So let's hook that up. Okay, so that's what I have it looking like with most of the lights turned on. You see even the lights on here light up. But this one does not light up, obviously, because it's damaged and it doesn't come with a clean version of it. But you can see, like, this saber lights up, the base plate lights up. It's very nice looking, honestly. Just look at that. Kind of got it ghetto rigged in here, but I think it looks amazing. But I don't usually keep it lit up just because I don't have the wiring accessible to light it up and make it still look cool. But to me, guys, this is the best figure that they've ever come out with, in my opinion. I think you guys have. I would hope if you guys are Star Wars fans, you guys would feel the same. But if not, let me know what your guys' favorite figure is down in the comments below. But let's actually turn all these lights off, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So with all the lights off, that's what it looks like. Very cool. You get these LEDs. I don't think the camera honestly does it justice because they are a lot brighter. And that is a very nice red that comes through there. But these LEDs are actually very bright. They're a lot brighter than what I thought they would be for how it is. But I love this figure. But let's get the lights back on and actually get a close look up at it. And I'll tell you guys my final thoughts on it. This is honestly my favorite figure. Let me get it down for you guys. Like that. That is just peak. Like the amount of detail they put into this is just next level, and just got the clean side, and just see that raw power in the eyes on this. They're just so potent, and the like I said, the attention to detail. Let's just even take this away. Like let's actually. I have a clean Darth Vader right here and compare it. So this is the 40th anniversary Empire. Like this one's very stiff. I'm not gonna lie. He's very stiff. Kind of hard to maneuver and everything, but this one over here, this is next level. And I like the robotic arm. You can see his flesh and everything, and this is all fabric. You can move it around and try to maneuver it how you want. But hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I had a really fun time making it. I mean, this is easily my favorite collectible that I have in my whole collection. But make sure you guys comment what you guys want to see more of down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and may the force be with you. Peace.